Get started. All right, everybody. Welcome to week 1 of entrepreneurship. You guys excited? I love this class. This is one of my favorite classes. And it's also what I'm getting my master's in right now. So if you don't believe that I love it enough to get my master's in it right now. And I am also in school with you guys. I have 2 weeks left. So I am down to the wire for classes and everything is due. Thesis, capstones, all that fun stuff, everything's due right now. It's awesome. And for those who have never had me before, because I'm seeing all brand new faces except for a couple people that I had in a couple of other classes. Ebony, I see you're here. What up? I am Chef Rachel Rancourt-Hobbs. I was born and raised in Massachusetts, and I actually did not start off with a passion
right now, but I'm just kind of breaking up. There she is.
Hey!
Back.
Everything went, I was like, everybody's really quiet and nobody's moving. Like, what happened? So
we're having fun. We're really having fun over here.
Yes, we were.
Oh, good. So remember, I think everybody started freezing when I said I started doing horses, right?
Before now.
No, before that. When
You're telling you from Massachusetts.
Okay,
yes.
Born and raised in Massachusetts, and I actually started off doing horses. I did equine sciences. I went to college for equine teacher trainer, facilities management, and then I decided to switch paths in life, and I went to culinary school. So I went to culinary school and then got my business degree in business management, and then now I'm getting my master's. But I've kind of been all over. That's the beauty of this degree that you guys are getting. You can go anywhere and everywhere. That is the beauty of it. I started off in Massachusetts and I've been all over. I lived in Australia. I've been in a good chunk of Europe. I've been to England and the UK, and now I live in Colorado. I've been done everything from and I've done everything from pastry chef, cake decorator, event planner, line cook, catering chef, and ended up being an executive chef and general manager of an bed and breakfast and event center in Colorado. Once my son was born, I switched out of the B&B and started teaching. And I started teaching at a college in town, and I've been doing that for the past 5 years. And now I get to be teaching you guys. Isn't that exciting? Yay. And Bill, my degree was mine was a degree because it was affiliated with a college. So mine was affiliated, the Le Cordon Bleu was affiliated with a college in my town. So that's the one that I went to.
Well, we'll get a certificate though, right? We won't get a degree.
No, you'll get a certificate, but you still get that same foundation. So, which you need because now you can go anywhere with this degree. That's the beauty of it. My sister got homesick when she was getting her PhD over in England, and that's when I said, well, I'll just come over and hang out with you until you feel better. And then boom, went over and lived in England for a bit until she got better situated, found a job out there, and ta-da, you get to do all sorts of stuff. That's the beauty of this degree. You can do anything with it. And now we get to look at how all of you have been doing your concepts, you've been going through all of it. Now we get to figure out how to turn that concept into a reality. It is one of my absolute favorite things to do. I have definitely gone in and found businesses, seen what the issues are, and been able to bring them back to life. And Even if you guys aren't interested in like opening your own business, you are going to be using all of this information no matter where you go. Whether you want to be a manager or a business owner or executive chef, all of this information is so important for you. And I am so excited that we get to be doing it together. You guys excited? I am. Yay! So, to start off, what do you guys think an entrepreneur is?
First-time business owner.
Business owner? What else? Yes.
Superman and Superwoman.
Superman and Superwoman. Nice, nice. What else do you guys think? What do you think, what are different parts when you hear entrepreneur that you think of?
Someone looking to provide for themselves without employment from another source, like being self-employed.
Yeah, being self-employed. That's a great one, Archie. Yeah.
A person
It can
who
also
goes on television to pitch an idea and gets eaten by sharks.
Yes, there are those people who will do that, right? Kathy, what did you want to say?
What I want to say was an entrepreneur, isn't that like somebody that sits and basically on a piece of paper puts down what they want to do with their restaurant and their concepts and actually puts it out there and does it?
Yeah, those are all things that are part of being an entrepreneur.
9130, same way, right?
I'm sorry, say that again, Kim?
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Okay. It's all about taking the risk, right? It's all about the risk. You are willing to put yourself on the line to make your dream come true. And and you can't just have a dream. Everybody has a dream, but you have to have that follow through, and you have to have that problem solving skills and the resiliency to be able to continue on, make it a reality. And those are things that we get to talk about in this class, which I'm so excited about. Yes, Timothy.
Yeah, I was just wondering, could you be an entrepreneurship and still be a part of a franchise?
You know, franchises are great ones, and I would say that you are more going to be an intrapreneur, because an intrapreneur is somebody who will do a franchise or will be a manager who comes up with great ideas. And with franchises, there are fabulous opportunities because especially for people who want the system, they want the established brand and they want the systems that are already in place. So that's a great way you can go about getting to your business, but that would be more of an intrapreneur, because you're taking that system and that process, and you are establishing it in that area. But an entrepreneur is somebody who created the franchise, who is the first one who actually started that franchise. But there's both positive and negative things. It's really up to you to decide what's going to be the best. And as you can see, I could go on forever about franchises because I am in my franchise class right now. So if you hadn't noticed, if you ever want to talk about franchise, have a one-on-one about franchises, any of you, let me know. I will talk your ear off. But a great thing about being an entrepreneur is the fact that you are responsible for everything that's going to be happening with your business. So these are all of the things that you guys have to think about. Every single time you look at your business, you are thinking about all of this. And so you guys are aware, I will be having all of this stuff in the web page. It'll be right under the live session. It'll say live session slides. So all of the information that I give you guys, it's going to be in the main page for you guys, right under the live session archive. So you will have access to all of this fun, fantastic stuff. So look at all of the different things. Sandra, I see you wrote, "Ah." How are you feeling about all this? It's okay. There's a lot of stuff, but remember, you are learning here the foundations to be able to go off and do it on your own. And now you know what to look for when you are going off, and you're going to be prepared. We are preparing you for the Shark Tank. So you guys have government policies, we have the framework, funding, their culture of your business, mentors, universities, your training. You guys are already doing your training, right? Human capital, your workforce, and local market. It can be a little overwhelming, Iris, but remember, this is why you're doing it here now, right? Because now you're going to get that foundation and you're going to be able to build off of it. So remember to keep everything that I give you guys, because it is legit everything that I have ever used in business. So I am not teaching you anything that is something you're never going to use. It is all stuff that I've used all the time. So remember that. And remember, you guys are just starting out fresh. This is the beauty of being in school. You get to have me as your consultant, right? Because I get to be grading all of your assignments and consulting you on the best approaches to take. So take advantage, right? Yes, chef, I'm gonna take advantage. Oh, good, I'm so glad to hear that. And you guys are going to notice that I'm gonna do Bob's Burger references all the time. I absolutely love Bob's Burgers, and I love talking like how he talks in the to the turkey, like every Thanksgiving, you know, and the hams and stuff. Because I love Bob's Burgers, and it's a perfect. Oh, you have to watch it. Cheyenne, you gotta watch it. And because, you know, he's a fabulous cook. He makes excellent burgers. Everybody loves his burgers, but he always does poorly in business. So we want you to be a fabulous cook and be a great business person. So SpongeBob, no, SpongeBob is too much for me. I can't handle SpongeBob. But Patricia, but Bob's Burgers, you will hear me doing all the time. So a key part to entrepreneurship is also communication. You have to make certain you have a solid foundation for your communication, because this you will see more times than not. This right here. See how much fun that looks? Doesn't look fun, does it? It's hilarious because this is how the customer explains it. This is what the customer needed. And these are all the different ways that it ended up happening to go. So remember, because everybody, you can always talk about your concept and you have it like dialed in your head, but then it can be hard to put it to paper, right? It can be hard to transfer your thoughts onto paper. And that's what this class is all about, helping you learn how to communicate and make sure that you're communicating to your potential investors what your dream is, what your concept is. We are going to make it so that your investors, if you have your plan in place, you have your marketing, you have your business plan, and your all of those things, processes, procedures, your recipes all in place, we're going to make it so those investors will invest in you. And a big part of that is the communication. Now, how many people have heard of a mission statement? So what is a mission statement?
A
you guys
brief
think of it?
description of what you're looking for in your business.
Sorry, say that again, Timothy. You're. I didn't hear it
It's
fully.
it's a brief statement of what you're looking for in your business. How you want to take care of your guests. How do you want to take care of your employees? What are you looking for out of your job? Like your concept.
Like your belief.
Yes.
Your belief. Yeah, your mission statement is a statement about what your business is all about. What is the purpose of its existence, and how will it affect your stakeholders? How many people want to know what a stakeholder is? What's a stakeholder?
Isn't that somebody that invests in your business and they own a part of the business in some ways?
That would be a shareholder,
Yeah.
which
Everyone
can
that
be
has a stake in your business, even
Yes.
employees, people that
Yep.
work with you.
Yeah, exactly,
business
Lisa.
support.
It's everybody that has something to do with that business. So you have your primary stakeholders, and those are going to be the shareholders, like Kathy was talking about. It's going to be your employees. It's going to be the founders, your customers. And then you have secondary stakeholders, which is the community that you're in, right? So remember, you're trying to, when you think of your mission statement, you want to talk about what your business is about and how is it going to, like, what is the purpose and how will it affect your stakeholders, your customers, the owners, the employees, all of that stuff. And when you're writing your mission statements, remember you have to do it for your assignment. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's always a work in progress. But remember to ask yourself whether or not your competitors could use the exact same statement. If they can, then you didn't distinguish yourself enough. So you need to make certain that you distinguish yourself in your mission statement and to say what it is all about. In one fabulous way to do so, and for your is just to ask people. If you do a mission statement, ask people around you. Ask them, what do you think? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Bill, you are first. How can I help?
When you're talking about writing the mission statement, you think compared to your competitors, can they use the same mission statement? Well, I mean, any competitor can change the way they run their business. So are you referring to the way they do their business now?
No, I'm referring to if somebody says your mission statement, will they know that they're talking about your business?
Well, like for instance, mine is to be the premier destination Northeast North Carolina for smoked seafood. Well, I mean, somebody could, down at the Outer Banks, nobody serves smoked seafood, but they very well could buy themselves a smoker and then serve smoked seafood. So, I mean, they could copy me just by, adding some equipment or changing their business philosophy altogether. So
what is the name of your business going to be?
Smoke Trails.
Smoke Trails. So remember, you can say, our mission here at Smoke Trails is to provide world-class, or what was it again? What was your mission?
Premier destination for smoked seafood.
Is to become the premier destination for smoked seafood in where was it again?
Northeast North Carolina.
Northeast Carolina. That's a great mission statement. But remember, you're just tweaking it. And then as you go along, you just need to, tweak it as you go. That's the whole point of doing these mission statements, doing all the planning and everything you're going to be doing in this class is making certain that you reassess it to make sure that it's actually going to work.
Okay.
Jamal, I think you were next. Jamal, you're up. Hello? Doesn't seem to be working. Why don't you work on it, and then we will go up to Sandra while you fix your mic. Sandra, what's up?
No, which Sandra? Sandra Crawford?
Yep, Sandra Crawford.
No. Okay.
Oh, I
Well,
just realized
you
there's a
kind
Sandra 6 too. Sorry, I just saw your.
well, you just kind of pretty much answered because I was trying to figure out what was you was talking about with the mission statement, and then I found out that it's just to identify your goal and what you're trying to operate and organize. I figured it out. Okay.
Yeah, and
You
don't
talked
worry. Yeah, for those who are worried about your mission statements, I'm actually going to send out for you guys a awesome couple of articles on all the differences between a slogan versus a mantra versus a mission statement versus a vision statement. So you guys watch for your things on Friday because I'm going to send those out for you guys. All right? Because that's going to be a big help for you guys. Yeah, Patricia, what was your question?
Basically, I think it'll be answered when you send the differences and such, but like you were saying, like the competitors, make sure your competitor can't have the same mission statement.
Well, you just want to make sure that you distinguish yourself from your competition. You don't want to use the same style of mission statement, right? Because you want.
Like, if Bill was talking about how he wants to be the premier smoked seafood provider, what if there's another one that's their mission as well? So how would you tweak it to make it, personalized to your, like, you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, no, I do. And that's a great one. And that's where you really, and it's one of those where it can be a little tricky right now because you guys are in that beginning stage, but this is where you talk about your environment, right? Because remember, your product is the combination of your tangibles and your intangibles. What are the tangibles?
Things you can actually touch and feel and see.
Yes, things that you can touch, the food that you eat, the table, the silverware, the lighting, all of that type of stuff. Those are things you can touch. I can touch that lamp, I can touch the candle. What are the intangibles?
Would be like ideas, profit, revenue, overtime,
Service.
Yes, it's the your intangibles are the experience. It's the memory that you're creating. So when you think of intangibles, think of Disney. Disney has tangibles. They have TV shows, right? They have movies. They have theme parks. They have restaurants. But that intangible is still the same, right? They're creating magic. They want everybody to experience where magic happens. That's their big intangible, right? Gotcha. So you need to combine those two, your tangibles and intangibles, to make your product. And once you realize what your product fully will be, then you can create that mission statement. So maybe Bill will now decide that he is going to, is your concept, maybe his concept is going to be fine dining. Maybe it's going to be a food truck. Maybe it's like fast casual. Those are areas that can help you really tweak out that mission statement. And remember, your mission statement right now, it's just a rough draft for right now. You have 6 weeks to be building this bad boy up, right? So remember, it's just a rough draft for right now. And it brings us to our next wonderful thing. Because as I said, you're going to be going through creating your plan, right? You're going to follow through, see how it's going. If it's going well, how do you know? You get a check, right? And then, does it need work? Do you need to change things? If so, then you need to act. You need to go over your plan again, re-examine what needs to be changed, what doesn't need to be changed, all of those things. So this is a tool that I want you guys to get familiar with because you're going to be using it a lot. It is a management system, and it's all about, and you guys will notice this, everything you do is always in a rotating circle that never ends, right? because, so it's called plan, do, check, act. You're going through your system, you're checking to see how it's working, or you're making your plan, doing it, checking to see if it's working. And then if it is working, great. If it's not, then you have to reassess. You guys do this all the time right now, don't you? Because you have to do it for your recipes. Your recipe doesn't turn out, that recipe was your plan. And you did it. Did it work out? No. Yes. If it didn't work out, how are you going to change that recipe to make it better? You have to figure out a way to make it work. So remember, this is a system that you guys are going to be doing constantly. I bring it up because a lot of times this is where many businesses fail, because they make their business plan, they make their marketing plan, and they say, I am done. I don't have to look at this ever again. And that's how you end up like on Gordon Ramsay with him yelling at you on one of those TV shows. Am I right? Where they always say, and the phrase they always say every time is, well, this is how we've always done it. Am I right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, this is why your business is failing. So it's all about making certain that you reassess, like reevaluate what your plan is, what your operation is doing. Because are you smoking that fish for 24 hours? Can you get away with doing 12 hours and save on labor costs? Can you change your recipe and make it easier? Those are things you have to consider. And I'm saying smoking because, and Bill, you got smoking in my head now. So my sparkling chef, I like how you put sparkling chef for your name. What is your question?
You know that last slide that you just showed with the circle?
Yes.
It says act, plan, check, and do. Is there any kind of chronological order? Shouldn't it be like plan, do, check, and act?
Yep, right here. Plan, do, check, act.
So actually, you're starting on the right-hand side,
yep,
going down in a circle.
Yep.
Because I'm more like visual. I would think you should put the plan where the act is and the do by the upper corners, you know, starting like this.
Yes, but that's where people will stop. People will not then move on, right? You have your act right up there. That's going to force people to re-examine whether or not they really need to come up with a new plan. So
but I was thinking, when I was looking at my act, I would think plan would be there because that's the first one to me in my mind.
Yeah, but that's why I like having
check, act.
Plan, do, check, act. Yep.
Yeah, but then now you got act, plan, do, check.
Plan, do, check, act. But remember, because I want that act up there in that corner, because I want you to remember that you always have to go back. You always have to go back and re-examine. We don't want you to be getting yelled at by Gordon Ramsay on that show. Do you realize that like 60% of those businesses that have gone on those shows have actually failed? They are now closed. Even though Gordon came on there and told them what to do, but they didn't really follow through. So they ended up closing. Bill, what is your question?
On the same topic of Gordon Ramsay, you say 16% failed, but 74% still 40% succeeded. And I mean, you think about it. Here you got a restaurant. You're in over your head. You fudge a few numbers. Ramsay comes in, you get brand new equipment, restocks your pantry. So 40% of these people got a free rent-up, if you think about it. So,
I know, right? All they had to do is almost crumble their business.
Yes, a few people get food poisoning. I mean, happens every day.
Well, that's why it's so important, because we don't want you guys to be in that percentage. A worse percentage is the fact that 80% of all new businesses fail within the first 5 years. So that is why you guys are here, because you need to make certain that you are not part of that statistic, that bad part of that statistic. So, Jamal, did you ever get to fix your mic? Before I forget, did it end up working for you?
I think so. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Oh, yep, we can hear you.
Okay. The question I had was, my original concept is not is not my end goal. What I wanted to do originally is just a stepping stone to get to where I really want to do. I'm planned on starting off with a simple, with a bistro style. But my end goal is to have a holistic restaurant because
Okay.
I suffer with a lot of health issues, and so do a lot of friends and family. And I figure eating properly and eating the right things can help with those issues. So, when it comes down to doing a mission statement, which one should I focus on?
I would say for right now, do the one with your original concept. And then because what you want your ending role one to be, that's more of your vision, right? That's what you see for your future, is to have that. So that would be in your vision statement. Which don't worry, I will go, that will actually be in that article also, what a vision statement is, because your vision statement is that what you want your future to be.
Okay.
And so that would actually go into that part. So I would say focus on your original one now, and then you don't have to do a vision statement for your assignment, but that's going to be part that you can go to later.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. And so we get to talk about another fun, wonderful, you guys are going to love it, a delightful, delightful tool that you guys are going to use all the time. Use it for your marketing plan, use it for your business plan. It is your SWOT analysis. Your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, all that stuff. Oh no, I gotta fix that. I goofed on my little thing here. I'll fix that later. So don't pay attention to that part, but it's going to be this: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Let me go back for you guys. A SWOT is really, really important tool because it can help you figure out what you need to work on, what you're good at, what your weaknesses are, what are some threats, and your opportunities. Because primarily you want to turn those weaknesses and threats into opportunities. Now, these strengths and weaknesses, those are going to be your internal. Your strengths, you have your concept down, right? You have awesome recipes. A weakness could be, this is brand new, you guys haven't looked up any of the regulations to make sure that you actually can do your business, right? Your opportunity is you can have opportunities through your marketing. And then your threats, those are, because these are external, your threats could be your competition, right? Because you will have competition out there. It could be weather, because Mother Nature can create havoc. Who had their hand raised? I saw somebody had their hand raised. Tanya.
Hi, so I have a question for you. The assignment, my end of this is not to work in a kitchen. It is not to open a business. I am doing this for myself and for my family. I've got a little girl with severe food allergies, and we don't go out to do much because nobody understands food allergies or thinks it's the new crazy fad. So should I continue the whole with my fake company and my fake everything for a fake mission statement? Because none of this applies to me, really.
Well, I would, because and I am one that knows all about food allergies because I myself have I have a dairy allergy and ulcerative colitis, and so I had to accommodate like 70% of my clientele had some form of food allergies that I had to accommodate for, or dietary restrictions. So those are things that you have to always have to deal with. So if you maybe down the road, when I started teaching because my son was small, You may want to open up your own business someday. So what do you want that business to be? I know there are plenty of restaurants around here that are allergy friendly because I live in Colorado. It's very, very easy for us to be allergy friendly out here. So I would consider, or are you going to be an allergy friendly bakery or catering service, all of those kind of things. So I would do it off of whatever you would like to do. So if you've been using a concept, you can do that. If you wanted to do something new, you could also do that. It's going to be up to you what you decide.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. But anybody else? Questions? All right. So now I'm going to show you guys. Look at how pretty this place is. Isn't it nice? This is up in Aspen. Ooh, it's a hotel. They have accommodations. They have dining. They have adventures. They have a concierge service, transportation, in-room amenities. They have a health center and pool, jacuzzi, skiing, all of this great stuff. All of it super duper expensive. Let's check out these luxury retreats, right? Ooh, the Benedict suite. Ooh, Benedict, that's a good one. My husband wanted to call our son Benedict, but it was not vetoed by me. It was actually vetoed by all of the girls that worked for us because they said you can't name your kid after a breakfast dish that you serve. So that got vetoed. Doesn't that look nice? All of this costs approximately, it is a very expensive place. It's around $500 a night, something like that. Yep, Benedict Cumberbatch. That's where my husband got the idea from, Sandra. In the chats. So this place has outdoor adventure. It has events. It has different occasions. Look at how pretty all that stuff is. Now, what do you think a strength is for that place?
Location.
Location. What's another strength?
Variety of stuff to do.
A lot of amenities.
Variety of amenities. What else is a strength?
The ambiance.
I'm going to spell it wrong.
E-N-C-E. E-N-C-E.
Oh, that's what spell check's for. And remember, when you're doing stuff, guys, use spell check.
The visual, does the visual count in the ambiance?
Yeah. We can put that separate.
The visual aspect.
Visual. Okay, what's a weakness?
Curb appeal.
What was the weakness?
It's expensive. Yeah.
Expensive. What else?
Someone's allergic to pine trees, they wouldn't want to go there.
So
it's cold. It's cold.
So it could be cold, right? Weather.
It's accessibility.
So weather could stop people from coming.
Location.
So another thing for weather is that you can also call it seasonability. And then what else?
Its location may also be a weakness.
Why would the location be a weakness?
Is it
far from where I live?
Is the place easily accessible? Can we locate it easily on a map? How are the roads in the weather during the bad weather?
It is not close to the airport. Denver airport is, I laugh because it says it's like Denver, but it is like so far from Denver. It's like, it is, I swear they called it Denver just to build the airport out there, but it is so far away. So you notice how you guys had a location here and a location here. If you're gonna have things in multiple places, I expect there to be a little blurb about why the location is not a strength or a weakness. So what do you think for a location, why is it a strength?
Vacation getaway.
Beautiful there.
Snow. There's snow to ski.
Snow to ski. And it's, ooh,
Yes,
God, I
and
spelled that wrong. Whew.
away from the city.
Yep, to get away. Okay, what's an opportunity? Remember, these were the internals. We talked about seasonability. We could use that as a weakness. But what's an opportunity here?
The people, the financing, the people upper class people can afford to pay for it.
So how is that going to be an opportunity?
To create like packages or specials for different times of the year, that would be cheaper.
Yeah, you can create packages and specials. What else? What's another opportunity?
Adding a couple more amenities like hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
Look at different demographics.
Yeah.
Now remember, for your demographics, that's something that we're going to talk about for your assignment. Your demographic, that's that broad picture. That's finding out age ranges, how big your population is, what's the median household income, because you have all of that information, and then you're going to use that later in this class and narrow it down and condense it to what your target market is going to be. So
you
remember,
can have like weddings. You can have like weddings or winter weddings there.
Weddings and special events.
Yeah.
Now, what is a threat?
Avalanche.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say.
Avalanche, yeah, avalanche is a threat. You can have avalanche/weather, because when
Somebody with the same concept at a cheaper price.
your competition.
Competition, yeah.
Yes. What's another threat?
Getting closed down.
Power outages being way far out, so it'd be hard to do repairs and restore power.
Like stranding.
I heard somebody say getting closed, and that is an excellent opportunity. Say the health department comes in and they say your restaurant is not code.
Or the snow is covering the door and you can't get in.
Yep, that would still be under weather. Yeah. But getting closed due to
lack of finance,
legal issues, or financial issues is a threat.
With adding amenities of fishing and hunting, wouldn't wildlife be a possible threat?
I was just gonna say, don't bring your small animals.
Yeah, because you are in the mountains. You are definitely in the mountains up there. So you have mountain lions, bears, moose, all that kind of good stuff to deal with. So remember, when you're doing your assignments, you have to make certain that you filled out. You notice we just went through and we filled out 3 sections. We actually did 4 here, but you got 3 on each one. You have to have at least 3 for your assignment. Now you have to do the same exact thing for your competition. And for those who think they do not have competition, you are mistaken. You may be the only one who's going to be a vegan bar that sells like cleansed juices, but there are other bars and restaurants in town that are not, and those customers are going to those establishments and not spending money at your place. So anywhere that a person is not spending money at your establishment and they're going there instead, that is your competition. So if you're a barbecue establishment and there's a sushi joint in town and that's the only other competition in your area, that sushi joint is your competition. Yes, Rebecca.
Yeah. Could the grocery store be competition?
Yes, your grocery store could be competition because they make stuff there and people are buying stuff there. Patricia.
Yes, I haven't really looked at the assignment in depth. So if we're doing this for our competitor, do we pick a specific competitor or someone? Okay, so another business.
Specific competitor. Yep, we will go. I'm going to pull up the webpage next for you guys so that we can look at that. Jamal, what is your question?
No, I just want to say that if I'm selling smoked food like Bill is, and there's a sushi restaurant, I think it's time to start making smoked sushi.
There you go. You're going to make smoked sushi. You can always create a partnership. Smoked sushi joint. There you go. Boom. So I'm going to pull up right now for you guys to look at before we do the fun one. Your assignment. Remember, it is due on Tuesdays at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Big thing here. You guys have been in the program long enough. You should know you need to reference where you got your information from. And I do not want to see copy and paste. You have to write it in your own words. Investors do not want you to copy and paste. They want to hear what you have to say and it to be in your own words. And wiki does not count as a reference because I can say that the Queen of England is a 7-foot purple polka dot dinosaur, and wiki will accept it because anybody can change anything on there. So remember that. And now before you guys Ebony, you had your hand raised first. What was your question?
Yeah, okay, if I'm doing catering, how would I fix it up in competition?
Yeah, you can find other caterers because I mean,
Okay.
Panera Bread, they cater, right? All of those
Okay.
type of places, they will cater. Your grocery store, they give you big giant things like catering platters to take with you. Those are all part of that competition.
And you
Okay.
also have businesses
thank
that
you.
have rooms set
Yeah.
up to
Sparkling Chef, what is your question?
What were we talking about earlier about, I kind of forgot. Wait, I had a good question.
SWAT.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's okay. Don't worry.
I'll think about it.
And what do you need references for, Bill? I will tell you right now, because we are going to pull up the class page and then maybe your question will come back to you. So remember, guys, this is your class page right here. You see how everything's there, your syllabus. You need to find my information. Ta-da! You guys are getting pastored by Colorado numbers? That is most likely me right there. So remember, it's just boom and boom. Like so. My phone number is there. Easiest way is to text me or to do the little messaging, and I will be able to get to you guys. I did a delightful little week 1 video for you guys. Did you watch it? Any of you guys watch it? Watch it? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good.
Yes.
And then we have our
Not
research
yet.
materials right here. And these slides are going to be under your live session archive, which is always right here, right? So once the live session loads up to YouTube, it always takes like a couple hours to do that. But once it does, I immediately put it on for you guys and your slides will be there. And then we have our assignment right here. So here is your grading rubric. Remember to look at your grading rubric right here. And you need to fill out the concept summary and SWOT analysis worksheet. You click on this bad boy, make a copy. It will load eventually, and it'll bring you to this bad boy right here. You guys all see that? And when I said that location demographic and what you need to reference, Bill, This website right here is what you are going to use to find all of this information about your demographic. So you are going to copy paste that. It's going to pull up to this website for you guys. I'm going to put Fort Collins because that is where I live. It will take a minute. While it is loading, I saw, Bill, you have your hand raised. What is your question?
Well, I kind of did the same thing, but what mine came up is up there at the top, where it says HTTPS / / I clicked on that and it highlighted the thing, and then I right clicked and put copy, and then I went back to the assignment page and I just inserted a link. You not want it done that way?
Yeah, nope, I don't, because your investor, I literally just did a pitch this past summer to investors. I gave them I don't even have a folder around me. I gave them a folder of all the information. They cannot click on a web page from a piece of paper because it was a legit piece of paper, let's say like this. And if you go, you cannot click on that. So you have to write everything down. So I want you to say average age. And then what was my average population? It's that 1,600 people, right? I have medium household income. I have all of this information is all the information you actually need for your assignment right here. So number of companies, your total housing units, your medium housing, all of that information, it's all right here. And if you want further information about it, you can pull it up like so. And then I would want you guys, say I got all my information from here, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that's so cool. Where did you find that? Average age, I didn't look at that one, but I'm gonna make up a number right now for you guys to see, 80 to 75. And then I'm gonna put that. So you see how I did that for you guys? Average population, or the population. If you guys are going to be in between two towns, you better put this information for the two towns. So if you're gonna say, I'm gonna be in between two places, I expect you guys to have that information in those two different places. Your mission statement is gonna go here. You guys are gonna talk about that right there. All of this stuff, you guys have already talked about. You guys have already figured out your ideal location. And I'm gonna put Fort Collins, Colorado, because remember, if you say my hometown, I don't know where your hometown is. It could be in Australia for all I know. So be certain to put what your ideal location is. Style of service, you guys talked about this in your other classes. What your marketable features are. Are you gonna have that awesome, ambiance? Are you going high end, or are you gonna do fast food? What's that gonna be? Your seating capacity. Obviously, if you're food trucks, some food trucks still offer seating. They will put up little chairs and tables. Are you going to be a food truck that does that? Yes or no? And then estimated number of guests served daily and average check. And then your concept summary is very important. This is all the information you need for your concept summary. You have to fill it out here, and you're doing it this week because you will need it for other assignments throughout this course, and you're literally going to copy and paste what you write here onto your other assignments. So get it down here so you can copy and paste it. And then we have, once again, the SWOT analysis that you and we all went through, right? We have our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats for your business, your concept. And for those who think, well, I don't know what my opportunities and I don't know what my weaknesses are, I don't have any, that's a weakness right there. And I can tell you right now, I have literally had to make up an entire business for my master's program, and I had to do the same exact thing. So you can do it for your makeup business as well. And then competing business, be specific about which business you're choosing. If you're going to do Panera Bread catering, Ebony, then write Panera Bread catering on there. Those kind of things. You got to tell me what the business is going to be. Okay, I see some questions. Rebecca, what is your question?
I think you may have answered it. I was wondering if the first portion on the worksheet is our business.
Yep.
And down on the bottom is our competition.
Yep, that competing business is your competition.
Okay, one more question.
Yes.
I live in a very small town, and I was thinking of doing a food truck. There are no other trucks. There's never been any other food trucks. So I'm going to have to do like the store, for instance, to be my competition.
Or any restaurants that are there. Because if there's a McDonald's in your place, that's competition.
Okay. And are we doing the demographics for our competition as well, or just for ourselves?
Nope, just for yourselves.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Because those demographics are going to be the same ones.
That's what I was thinking. Thank you.
And remember, do not wait last minute for this project. This is a bigger project, so get started now. And remember that my remarks are as a consultant. So that's why it's important to submit early so I can go over it with you and make sure that you have it down. That is my primary purpose of doing everything in this class, is to make certain that you guys got it down. I want to make certain you understand it completely. So take advantage. It's a free consultant here, because consultants are expensive. Let me tell you, they are really expensive. So take advantage of your free consultant and submit early. Sparkling Chef, what is your question?
So I remembered it, and it was something what Bill mentioned, but those links. Say that I have a link to my menu with my photos and everything from my Google Drive. Could I just show you that? Or do I have to post the photos? Will the photos pull up? Because I'm using, my menu is like an electronic. I'm not gonna use paper menu.
But I don't need to see your menu for this one. I just need to know what your concept is gonna be. So you need to describe what your concept is going to be. Because remember, a lot of times investors, they're looking at your PowerPoint presentation that you put together, especially if you're doing it online, or they are going off of the information that you printed off for your presentation. And they want to see, they want to read the info, and they want to take it with them. So they cannot take a link with them. So do remember that.
Yeah, that was a good part that you said about they can't click on the paper. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But for this assignment, because everything that I have is all on a PowerPoint presentation.
So you need to write everything down. You need to
just transition that to the assignment.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, Heather, what is your question?
Well, we might not have time for this, but my location is a vacation destination.
Oh, that's cool.
But the demographic really for this town is irrelevant. You know, I don't understand why the demographic information that we're doing is relevant.
Because for the town that you're going to have your business in, it's very relevant.
Well, that's not my customers.
But that's going to give you a base as to what you're going to, how big your place is. This is going to help you decide finding out this information is going to help you figure out what type of destination, where do you want your place to be?
Well, it's in town, but it's like a golf community, you know, sort of thing for out of towners.
Okay, and then what else are they going to have in that place?
It's a bed and breakfast.
Okay, bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
You do realize the majority of the people that were from the bed and breakfast for me were actually people who were from that area. because they wanted to have a special, like it was a special occasion, and they decided to spend the night, not in their home, but in a place that was in like Old Town, so they could walk to that location.
Okay.
So you have to think about all of that stuff. And it's going to also help you figure out what type of employees you're going to be able to find in that location.
Okay.
Jamal, what is your question?
Yes, first, to your point, I personally have friends who would ask my wife and I to sit with their children for the weekend while they go to a local inn.
Yeah, right.
So that's just to your point. But also, as far as competition, when I'm looking at my competition, am I looking at competition that is simply within my town or a town over or what?
Yeah, if you have competition in your town, then use that competition.
Okay.
And
All
so,
right.
What's in your town right now?
Well, there's the town I'm in. There's a lot of new businesses propping up, but not too many restaurants with the same concept as I have. But there are a lot of coffee shops because we have a lot. I'm close to a college area, so there's a lot of coffee shops, and some people do come in from I'm in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and people are coming in from Harrisburg, and because of that, they're expecting Harrisburg quality or Harrisburg style things. So the coffee shops are becoming a little more elaborate. The farmers market is being pushed to the side for more higher end businesses. So should I look into the businesses that are springing up or places that have been established and have been there for a while?
I'm going to leave it up to you as a rule of thumb. Just for this assignment, just pick one. But when you're going through your business plan, the investors want to know all of your competition. They're going to want to know who is doing what, so that can help you benchmark. Because remember, benchmarking is setting the standard. Who has set the standard in your area? Because that can help you decide, are you going to match? Are they how did they benchmark it? Is it because they're a higher end place, or is it a fast casual and they do it super fast and they're quick and good service? Are their recipes the best in town? And that made them the benchmark. So that's why you want to see what your competition is doing, what their practices are like. Are they really good with customer service, or do they have a high turnover rate and the wait staff is running out the door left and right? Those are things you always want to look at. So I would say for this assignment, just pick one. But for your future, when you're actually looking to do your business plan, look at all of your competition. So I did my master's classes. I did it entirely on a recreational cooking school. I looked at every single business that was a recreational cooking school in the Northern Colorado area for me. So remember, and I did the same thing for the bed and breakfast. We didn't have very many bed and breakfasts in my town, but I had hotels and I had inns and I have to deal with Airbnb and VRBO. So all of that was my competition as well. Did that answer your question?
Yes, Chef. Thank you.
All right. And then Rebecca, what is your question?
Does everybody have an investor if they're going to do good business?
Not right now. Not everybody has an investor. We are going to go over different funding and financing for everybody to look at for when they want to eventually open up, because some people may decide they're going to do a small business loan. But, those interest rates can get really high and they look at credit scores, personal credit scores. So if you don't have a great credit score, maybe doing an angel investor or a venture capitalist may be better for you.
But needing collateral.
You what?
Kind of like needing collateral to get a car if you have bad.
Exactly. Yes. So that's where, you want to make sure that you're always have that potential. And I say investors, but I could be the bank officer deciding whether or not you're going to be getting the loan from my bank, those kind of things. And I want to see how put together your stuff is. And that's because I want you guys to look at it like that. It's not just an assignment, it's preparing you to be able to go out there with a proper plan in place to get this to be a reality.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Are there any other questions for anybody? Archie, do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't have any questions. I wanted to write down everything first because I do like on-site catering and specialty catering, like a barbecue chef kind of thing.
Nice.
So I show up to your house, or I do like a veterans event, or anything like that. And this class has really been helping, but I really wanted to write down everything first and see what you thought about my concepts, because there's so many of them, because I can only do so much. So I'm just waiting for anything to pop off, and I just, do an event whenever it comes up, and I take care of everybody. So I'm just trying to get it down on paper first.
Oh yeah, no. And now is the time to get it down on paper, right?
Right.
So that you can get it to be looked at. And it's a fun time. I love doing this stuff. I absolutely love going in and rewriting policies and procedures and looking at the numbers and figuring out how to make that business a success. Because remember, we're in an industry of pennies, right? We have to count every single penny. That's why you guys did cost controls and all of that good stuff, because you have to count your pennies and make sure that you are good. Sparkling Chef.
So one last question, since you're our consultant, I'm going to be using you a lot then.
I know, right? It's gonna be
and
great.
then eventually when I do my real business plan, could I use you as somebody who could do like, I know we're going to get this to the course, but when it's a real one, when I'm ready to go to the investors and banks or whatever, could you run through it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I love doing that stuff. Are you kidding me?
I know that's why you said you love it. So I want to, since you love it, I'm just going to throw it out to you,
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I love doing that stuff because, well, not now, not my last, week. It's like everything's due on Sunday, but I'm gonna get everything everything done tomorrow so that I am planned out, right? So
yeah, well, I'm getting my ducks in the row. So I won't give it to you yet, and I'll let you graduate and get all your stuff done. But when I'm ready, I'm coming at you.
All right, perfect. All right, guys. Well, are there any other questions?
Just one more.
Yeah, Rebecca.
The mission statement. I think someone, my classmates, maybe they can tell me. I think we did a mission statement for our last class as well. And if so, can we just use that again?
Did you guys?
We did a business plan.
Oh.
It was the business concept.
Well, your business concept will be different than your mission statement. But don't worry, because remember, I'm going to send out those links for you guys tomorrow, because I'm going to send out the thing tonight saying that the live station's up. So I don't want you guys to get bombarded tonight with a boatload of messages from me. So I'm going to send that out tomorrow morning. And that's going to help you with your mission statement. And it also gives you examples. I gave you 2 articles, one that explains all the differences between the mantra versus slogan versus vision versus mission, and another one that has a bunch of different mission statements for you guys to look at.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, guys, it has been a fun first week. We had a little bit of a glitch there in the beginning, but I got mobile hotspot, got that bad boy up and running. So I just threw on that mobile hotspot and we were good to go. So that is the beauty of entrepreneurship right there. Planning ahead and being prepared and critical thinking and problem solving right then and there. That's what you guys get to learn all within these next 6 weeks. So have a great week. Remember, submit early. So the more times Sooner you submit, the sooner I can go over everything and you guys can resubmit to really dial it in and hash it out. Right?
All right. Thank
All right,
you.
guys. Have
Aloha.
a great night and a great
Aloha.
weekend.
Bye. Bye, Bill. Bye, Sandra. Bye, Archie.